Hello, and welcome to the Scooby Zone, the podcast where I hate taking a bath in a haunted house as we watch a bit of Scooby-Doo media. I'm Rob.
And I'm Katie.
And today we'll be watching Never Ape and Ape Man, Episode 7 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Episode number 7?
7.
Just 7. Lucky number 7, but I don't know. Is this episode going to be considered lucky?
That is a good question.
Isn't it?
This is one episode where it's like, I don't remember watching it a whole lot.
Yeah.
But so much of it just sticks out in my head.
Yeah.
And I still cannot tell if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
I have no idea either. We'll have to find out.
Because it's like, there are definitely memorable things to this episode.
Right.
And unfortunately, they can either be memorable for the right reasons.
Or for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But anyways, guys, you can find us on the interwebs.
Ah.
We are, you can find us at the Scooby Zone on Facebook, the Scooby Zone podcast on Instagram, at the Scooby Zone on X, which is formerly known as Twitter. Whichever names of those you want to use is fine.
Yep. Whichever one you want to like or follow is fine too. But like at least one of them, please.
Yep. You can also email us directly at scoobyzonepodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
As of now, there is still time to let your voices be known to us on if you want us to cover Scooby-Doo's All-Star Laugh Olympics episode by episode or one brief overview. You can also tell us if you want us to be gluttons for punishment and do a whole episode by episode watch through for Velma when we get to that far, or just one big general overview. As much as it really has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo, in terms of what it all brings to the table, I do think it is worth talking about in some degree to this podcast, because it does still technically involve Scooby-Doo characters.
Yeah.
And some poor Scooby-Doo mythos.
Yes, definitely.
However, we have a very much long time before we get to that.
Before we get to that, yes.
Unless we get a lot of feedback on they want us to cover it, in which when we have some downtime between some series to round out an even year before starting a new series, we could squeeze in a quick, I think that maybe at most 21 episodes?
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. That's a problem for another day.
It definitely is. Like I have never really looked into that show, so it'll be something new for us to get into.
I watched the first season because at the time, a lot of the vocal discourse I was seeing before it released had to do with a lot of the race swapping of our main characters. Which, because to me, never once did the Gain of Mystery Inc. being white had anything to do with their characterization.
No.
I had no issues with them wanting to, make Shaggy black or Daphne Asian. Like, I had no issues with any of that. My bigger concerns were I had known that there was, I think it was a teaser image that involved a murder in a girl's locker room shower. And so that was my bigger concern was making it more adult, which granted, yes, it was supposed to be for a more adult audience.
Yeah.
But I figured, okay, anytime there's a show coming out that I'm a little on the fence of, I will at least give the entirety of the first season a try.
Okay.
I know it takes a while for a show to find its footing.
Yep.
So, I watched through the first season, and while in my initial watch through, there may have been like a couple of things here and there that at the first viewing weren't as annoying to me.
Okay.
I watched, because when I first watched it, there is an episode where they do kind of lampoon a lot of the more iconic moments of a Scooby-Doo chase scene. The changing costumes in the middle of the running through the doors. It was lampooned in Velma by being part of the doors were part of a carnival ride that resulted in, I think Fred had a nervous breakdown about it because of how ridiculous it was. And I think in the same chase sequence, Daphne and Velma, one of them makes a comment about putting on a disguise and how impractical that would be. That, like, at the time, on a first watch through, like, it was kind of like a funny tongue-in-cheek type joke.
Okay.
It's like I could find some humor in that. I watched that specific clip off of YouTube to see if that still held up, in my opinion. And it didn't. It felt very pandering.
Mm.
So, yeah, I watched the entire first season of Velma, and I don't think it should have gotten its second season.
Yeah, I would definitely think not.
While it wasn't completely terrible for a lot of the reasons it's been said it's terrible, I think its biggest problem is being tied to the Scooby-Doo characters.
Yep.
But I also think, like, it only gained any sort of fame, for lack of a better word, or attention to it, because of the Scooby-Doo characters.
Yeah.
But that is a discussion for another time.
Yep.
Instead, today, we are talking about Never Ape and Ape Man.
Exactly. Yep.
So we're going to go to some good old classic Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So let's split up, look for some clues, and we will see you guys in just a bit. And we're back. That was Never Ape and Ape Man, and it's another case where we are mistaken in our pre-watching assessment of it being a standard know-nothing episode.
Definitely wasn't incorrect on that
one. Being just incredibly fun.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Pretty good episode, though, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
Better than I thought it was going to be,
and
actually.
It's like, even remembering as much of this episode as I did, it's
right.
like, yeah, I remember a lot of this episode. A lot of what I remember isn't really, fun or exciting.
Right. No,
I guess I'm mistaken.
You are somehow mistaken, I guess. I guess that's how that works.
All right. So, let's go ahead and take it from the top.
All right. Take it from the top, guys.
So, the gang has been hired as extras in Daphne's Uncle John's movie, The Ape Man of Forbidden Mountain.
Catchy.
Yeah. The reason they're hired as extras is Uncle John is having a difficult time to get local people to work on the movie.
Yep.
Because they believe a legend of a real ape man who is upset about the movie shoot and was causing a whole bunch of problems.
Yep.
After hearing that, Shaggy decides to check his magically appearing watch. Doesn't have it.
He's never had before, but suddenly he has it now. Later. But suddenly he has it now just for the
remembering he has a dentist appointment in town.
Yep. That's where Scooby remembers he has one too.
Yeah.
Never forget that.
The rest of the gang basically stop him from leaving.
Yep.
They're about to shoot a bridge scene with the actress Candy Mint.
Yep.
Where she's on the bridge when all of a sudden the Ape Man starts shaking the bridge, ridiculous, trying to throw her off, which is not in the script.
Nope.
We also get a nice animation error there in which the Ape Man's left hand just kind of just flickers for a bit, like out of screen and everything.
Yep.
Scooby, he's tremendously brave in this episode.
I don't understand what, and without a Scooby snack too.
Yeah, so
that doesn't make any sense.
So first we get Scooby versus Ape Man round one, in which basically he gets there, he gets the Ape Man, he wins.
Yep.
Because he gets the Ape Man to stop shaking the bridge so Candy can run off.
Right.
And kind of immediately, now Scooby's holding onto the bridge so he doesn't fall off.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, the bridge does collapse.
Yep.
Scooby falls down and bounces off of a tree limb sticking out of the cliff. And then we get Scooby versus the Ape Man round 2. Where Scooby, in a show of fisticuffs, beats up the Ape Man and tosses him down the cliff. Before all of a sudden, Scooby is caught in a giant net.
Yep.
Where did they get...
I have no idea where they got the giant net.
You guys, it's not like a giant net like you'd see underneath like trapeze or something, like a safety net or anything. It's like a giant fishing net or butterfly net.
With a long handle.
They then go and check the stuntman Carl's trailer.
Yep.
Looking for him, where they find that he was locked in a box.
Yep.
And he says that the Ape Man locked him in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Candy decides to quit production until the Ape Man matter is taken care of.
Yep.
And the stuntman Carl goes with
her. Mm-hmm.
Mystery Inc. convenes at an old mansion set for the film, talking about how, they'll get to the bottom of the mystery. Shaggy says Zooks.
Zooks.
Not Zoinks.
Not
Zooks. In which, they decide they're going to go ahead and split up.
Of course.
It's another instance of we don't see what Fred and Daphne get into.
No, we don't, do we?
But we do get Shaggy and Velma terrorized by a parrot.
Oh, right. Yep.
Before a dummy Ape Man chases after Shaggy down a set of stairs in which it's then revealed that, it's just a stuffed Ape Man on a rolling cart.
Didn't fool Shaggy for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
No, why not? Wouldn't?
They meet up with Fred and Daphne in a library room where Fred is reading over script of the movie that was laying out on the table.
Yep.
While Daphne is moving her hand along some shelves and pushes a button that makes the wall behind Fred disappear, like move in, and Fred falls backwards into the passageway, so Fred is now gone.
Oh no.
At the same time, Scooby is like walking along the shelves, tapping on them, when he taps on what looks to be a mirror.
Yep.
Where we see what looks to be the body of an Ape Man with Scooby's head.
Scooby's head on it.
So...
something phony.
Yeah. We see the Ape Man put on a dummy Scooby mask, and you get that kind of classic trope of where two people are walking past a doorway and they imitate one another in a sense. One person is trying to fool the other as like they're a reflection. Up until the point where Scooby points it out to everyone else in the room, and it's the Ape Man.
Yep.
In which we get Scooby versus the Ape Man round 3.
Round 3, guys.
In which it's, they convince Scooby, talk to him, dog to beast.
Dog to beast, yep.
And whatever Scooby says does make the Ape Man retreat.
It does.
And good. He's chasing the Ape Man up the steps.
Yep.
Daphne pushes button on a panel of buttons and turns the stairs into a slide. In which Scooby just slides
back down
into everyone.
Yep.
And asks why he didn't stop. And Scooby's response is...
he likes to slide.
He likes to slide.
I like to ride.
Daphne, in her infinite wisdom, decides to push another button.
Yep.
And we find a secret room under the stairs. And Fred.
And Fred is standing there.
He managed to somehow get stuck in the basement where he basically sets up the trap that is set up at the end of the movie to catch the Ape Man, which is basically just a big net.
Yep.
They decide to have Shaggy and Scooby the bait. Scooby gets what looks to be about 4 Scooby snacks. 4
Scooby snacks, give or take.
And this is the first instance, possibly only instance, of where we find out that Daphne has made a Shaggy snack.
Why would she have made him a Shaggy snack?
I don't know.
This is like the only episode I think this has happened. I mean, we'll have to see what the other.
I've never seen Daphne make Fred anything.
That is true. She doesn't really cook. I don't really think I've seen her cook. I don't think I've really seen any of them cook. With how much Shaggy and Scooby love food.
I think I've seen Shaggy roast the weenies.
Oh, okay. Well.
And he makes his sandwiches.
That's right. If his imagination could, cut it in half.
No, that was a ghost sandwich.
Well, yeah, but he'd be pretty scared stiff, but,
So, Shaggy and Scooby go off to go get the Ape Man. They go to a room that's got a pool table and some animal head trophies on the wall.
Yep.
The last one looking mighty suspicious.
It does look pretty suspicious, doesn't it?
So, Shaggy and Scoob decide to shoot a couple rounds of pool.
Yep. Nothing wrong there.
And Scooby notices one of the animal heads is missing.
Yep.
And Scooby wanders off to continuously count the heads. Where Shaggy ends up poking the Ape Man in the stomach with a pool cue when lining up for his shot.
Looks like it hurt too, though.
Yeah. They go and get chased by the Ape Man.
Around the pool table.
Yep. Which,
There's your safety concern.
Oh, I mean, you're not supposed to run around a pool.
No.
Is it okay to run around a pool table?
I don't know. I've never had that.
Is the floor slippery when wet?
It might be.
They run back to the trap area. Somehow they manage to crash into some boxes.
Yep.
Scooby then jumps into Velma's arms and manages to fog up her glasses.
Yep.
So she throws the wrong switch and they catch Shaggy and Scooby in the net.
Yep.
And
King Kong in the flesh.
Yep. Yeah. Velma screwed up the trap this week.
Wow.
Didn't even catch the ghost.
No, didn't even.
Thanks, Velma.
Thanks, Velma.
It's at that point they find a big giant wine barrel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they open it to find a secret tunnel.
Oh, a
secret tunnel.
Tuft of hair at the bottom.
Yep.
Whose hair could that be?
They follow it down.
Yep.
And find that it comes out right by the trailers for all the movie stars.
Yep.
They split off again. Shaggy and Scooby this time on their own and messing around with a bunch of costumes and whatnot.
Yep.
Where Shaggy finds one of those Jiffy cameras that can develop a snapshot in less than a minute.
Yep.
And while fooling around with Scooby, manages to get a glimpse of the Ape Man
without his mask on.
Exactly.
Yep.
And he snaps a picture.
Ooh.
Which results in the Ape Man chasing them. So we get our second trap of the episode.
Yep, our second part.
Where they all run into the mansion set. And they run up the stairs while Fred stays by the switch panel. And as the Ape Man is going up the stairs, Fred turns it into a slide.
Yep. And
the Ape Man slides down into a bunch of debris at the bottom of the steps.
Yep.
The picture is fully developed by now. And it turns out to be Carl the Stuntman.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah, who would have thought the Ape Man Stuntman was the actual Ape Man?
Who would have thought that, huh?
We then get to the wrap-up scene. They're talking with Uncle John that, this was all happening because Carl was mad he wasn't the lead.
What?
But it's like, he was stuntman of the Ape Man. Like, the lead actor for the Ape Man wasn't having his face shown.
Right, so how would anyone have known any of that anyway?
And, he was...
the ape of the ape.
Yeah.
From the movie. How would you not have been...
We then cut to the Ape Man and Scooby sitting in some long, high-back chairs by a fire.
Yep.
In which it turns out Scooby is wearing the Ape Man mask, and Shaggy is wearing the dummy Scooby mask.
Yep. That the Ape Man was wearing.
Yep. And they comment how they should be in show business.
Yep.
And that is the gist of the episode.
Yep, pretty much.
It was a fun ride.
It actually was a fun ride.
Scooby being incredibly brave.
Which was very surprising. And without a Scooby snack. Who would have thought he would have been doing that without a Scooby snack? I mean, and it's not like he liked the pretty girl or anything like that. So it was really weird how he just went after it like that. Without even being told to. He just shot out, which usually he doesn't do that. That's uncharacteristic with him.
Right?
But, I mean...
Yeah, it's like... And Carl really ruined it for himself. Because if he didn't leave... Mm-hmm. He had the perfect alibi. He's the stuntman for the Ape Man of the movie.
Right.
Which makes sense for him to be in the Ape Man costume.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, if he would have stayed, it would have thrown all suspicion off of him.
Right. But he decides to leave, and that ruins it for him.
Yeah, because, why would he still be on set if he left?
Right.
Oh, well. So let's get to our fun responsibilities.
Right. Yeah, our fun responsibilities.
Hey, we get our first relative.
We do.
For the, family, friends.
Right. Yep.
We get Daphne's Uncle John, who's a movie director.
Yep.
It's going to be fun finding out more of their family lives.
It will be.
And we'll never hear about Uncle John again, I bet.
No, we'll never hear about Uncle John again. Darn.
For our snack intake, we have another 4 Scooby snacks.
4 Scooby
plus
snacks.
A Shaggy snack.
Yeah, how are we going to... Okay, so 4, then how are we going to do, plus...
Yeah, no, plus 1 Shaggy snack.
Okay. Have, Shaggy snacks as his own thing. It'd be, +1.
Yeah.
There's not going to be many Shaggy snacks, I don't think.
No, this is, again, probably going to be the only one.
That's besides the point.
So, in terms of our Scooby snacking, we're up to 18.
Yep.
Which is now giving us an average of 2.5 per episode.
Yeah.
So if we get 0 Scooby snacks next episode, I think that brings our average to 3.
Might, yeah. We'll have to see what happens.
No, it would have been 3 if it was last week we had 18. I can't do math right now.
You can't do math right now? Okay, all right.
Okay.
Come back to that later.
So let's go ahead now to the Manifest of Monsters.
Manifest of Monsters. All right.
All right. Our current list.
Yep.
At the bottom, we've got the Vasquez Castle Ghost.
Yep.
Then it's the Black Knight Ghost.
Yep.
Minor 49er.
Yep.
The Indian Witch Doctor.
Yep.
Captain Cutler.
Yep.
And currently the number 1 monster of Scooby-Doo is the ghost of Elias Kingston.
Yep. All right.
Where would you put the Ape Man?
Oh, man. I mean, I guess it's hard to say. I mean, he's a pretty good... I don't know, but he did get scared off by Scooby.
Laziest costume design
it would
yet.
Be the lazy.
Honestly, it's literally just a gorilla costume that you could go and buy at the store. It's almost lazier than Vasquez Castle Ghost, which is just like a bed sheet.
Well, it's just like a bed sheet.
But it's not a bed sheet.
It's not a bed sheet. It's an ape and an ape.
He has a robe thing on when we unmask him.
Right. So what, are you telling me that he's below the ghost?
Do you think he's below the ghost?
I'm asking you, because it sounds like you want to put it
I kind of do, because it's
you kind of do. Okay.
Lazy, it's literally just his costume for his job.
Costume. Yeah, I suppose, it's yeah.
All
right, he can be the, wow.
It's like he didn't even have to supply it himself.
It just came with the gig.
Yeah.
So, wow, something is worse than the ghost. Oh, man. All right. Man. That's just worse.
All right, enough for the trap.
Enough for the trap. All right. Well,
I think for the record, we should not rate the giant net trap that Fred had first initially had.
Okay.
Because it just utterly fails.
It just...
like...
Right.
And with where it was placed in the episode, there was no way it was going to actually be in any sort of position to work.
Right. Okay, so only part 2?
Yeah, so, the giant slide.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for the record, right now our trap lists is at the bottom, we've got the instant suds
Still
ramp.
Instant suds, yep.
Then it's the stampede of dogs.
Yep.
The fake train.
Mm-hmm.
The special effects ridiculousness from last week.
Definitely.
And then the better mousetrap.
The better mousetrap, yep.
So...
Oh, man. Okay.
The giant slide is basically just instant suds, just without the suds. It is.
It is. Okay. So... Are you saying this is worse than instant suds? Is that what I'm thinking?
Possibly. Like,
okay.
I mean, honestly, like, at least with instant suds, it looks like Fred put thought into it.
It does with it.
They attach soap to a fire hose.
Right.
This, all they did was run up some steps and Fred pushed a button. He didn't even build it.
He didn't even build the trap. Wow. All right. We found something worse than instant suds. I didn't think that was going to be a possibility so soon. Well, how you talked about instant suds was the worst.
I mean, instant suds is not very creative. This is less creative because Fred didn't build the giant slide. He just utilized the movie set.
Yeah, right? Oh, man, that's pretty good.
Now, for the table of snacks, how many snacks does this episode bring?
Oh, man, I mean...
Honestly, I don't think we've had this much fun.
I don't think so.
Since, boy.
Boy, that's quite a...
Well, I mean, we had a lot of fun last week.
Yeah, that is true, we did, yeah. Especially in the, decoy for a dog napper when we realized they weren't driving the van.
So, we have had fun within these last couple of weeks, but...
This one just feels like we had more fun, is that what you're
telling me? Boy, it's on the one hand, I don't know if this is a 5 episode.
I don't think so. I agree with you on that.
But at the same time, it also doesn't feel like it's a 4.
Down to 4.5, make it in the middle. Or 4.2. Go 0.2. 4.3.
I mean, we can still, it's a high 4, I'd say.
Like a 4.8? 4.
If we were going to break up the 4s that way, probably,
Okay.
I think, compared to our other 4s, which was, A Clue for Scooby-Doo, Mind Your Own Business, What the Heck's Going On, I think this one is probably...
Higher than those?
Higher than than those 3.
Yep.
But it's still in the 4s.
Yep.
No, I agree. For simplicity.
Yeah.
I feel like it... Because this is a very straightforward episode.
Right, it is.
If it had just a bit more either, I don't know, ridiculous Shaggy and Scooby chase scenes, or some other more iconic Scooby-ness,
right,
this would be a solid 5 easily.
Yeah.
You know? We just get some expert photography from Shaggy to unmask the ghost.
There's your expertise again.
Well, again, when Shaggy stops being an expert in something.
Yep. He's an expert photographer.
Yep.
Who knew?
So, okay, this one is a solid 4.
All right, solid 4.
So, unless you've got anything...
I don't think I have anything.
I think that might just about wrap up.
I think you're right.
Don't move on. Don't go across shaking bridges that have no safety rails.
Handrails, people.
Yeah, it's
it's a safety concern.
Don't get into unnecessary fights with Ape Men.
Don't run around a pool table?
Yeah, don't run around a pool table either, you guys. So with that...
Yep.
We will be back next week with...
That's a good question. As you're fumbling through all your stuff.
I keep forgetting about Foul Play and Funland.
Oh,
and I love this episode.
That's a good one. Actually, it's kind of a good one.
So, yeah. We'll be back then for episode 8, Foul Play and Funland.
Ooh.
And until then, just remember, they would have gotten away with it too.
If it weren't for those meddling kids.